Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. This might be a strange angle for you. This is the Bringing Back Basic Gray collaboration. Basic Gray doesn't do paper anymore. They do fabric, and many of us have Basic Gray in our stash. It was from a time when most papers were very scrapbooky and there weren't really just artistic or grungy papers. The idea is just to get stuff out and use it, not necessarily to use it up. This month I got very sidetracked, so I used very little Basic Gray paper. So I guess at this rate I could do this collab for years and years. But let me show you what I made. First of all, I had some of these card fronts that I started before. So I used one that was an unfinished object and I wanted to get it moving along. It had this sticker right here that I had put down before and it just didn't pop at all. So I used the glaze pen. I don't know what this is. It's a glaze pen by Sakura and it looks really wet. Can you see that? It has been dry. I went and ate pizza and came back. It is dry. It is not smeary. It is nothing. But it looks really cool and it made that sticker pop. It really didn't show before. And then I played it up with another layer behind my die cut of black. I was just trying to knock the pattern on the paper back a little because I've made a couple of cards with this and this pattern is kind of a lot, and that's what Basic Gray patterns kind of have in common, is they're very complex. So I like how this turned out, and I don't know why I don't use this pen more. It's not something I would have thought to buy. I think it came in a Scrapping for Less kit, but I do like it, and I thought, ooh, maybe that'll be good. Then I've been playing with three-dimensional cards, and I made this one first just to give you an idea. I'm getting a little better. My trees get kind of caught and bent up, and if I was going to make a bunch more of these, I would put this on over the front. I'll show you my inspiration card. Mary brought this one to me at the craft fair. She had mailed it to me. It had gotten returned to her for postage due for 3 cents. Then she brought it. So if you look really well, when hers is folded, it layers beautifully. This was a die that she had, and it scores and cuts. So it takes the card, it cuts right here, and then it scores. And then she put things together just magnificently so that it layered up. And I was playing with this card and talking to her about it. And then I came home and I was like, I want to play with this, but I'm not feeling butterflies in November. So I made the tree one. And what I did was I took her card as a sample. We could talk about it in updates. If you want and you have questions and you want to make one of these, leave me questions and comments down below and I'll answer them this weekend. But I took hers and I just tested it out and made one. I was too lazy to find some tree die cuts, even though I know my friend Noni has a million, so we could make more of these. I think the way to do it would be to die cut trees, put snow and glitter all over them, and then make this, and it'd be amazing. And like on this one, I should have put the trees behind. You'll notice on Mary's that she glued hers to the back layer, so her stuff doesn't cover this paper and it looks beautiful. I got there eventually. Then I was looking for a stamp that was this shape, just a Christmas stamp that was this shape. And I loved the one that had stars because my tree had a star. Where you put your cut doesn't matter. So you could go over here and use just a really narrow stamp, or if the only Christmas stamp you have and you want to make Christmas cards, you could go over a little more, but you'd have to find something that fit in that, right? Then I had these birds, and this is a close to my heart stamp set that Crafty Eileen gave me, and I hadn't played with it yet. Somehow in the bird journals and everything, it never made it to the top of the pile. But look at it here. So this is another idea. I glued the bird, then I covered it with a branch, and then I have a branch, and same idea here. And on this one, on this card I was using scraps, but on this one I cut a big piece to go on the front like Mary did. That's a little bit cleaner look, but I don't know that there's right or wrong. And here I was just using all kinds of scraps of green, so my colors are a little weird, and I don't have a lot of green ink, so I didn't get as much contrast on my trees as I would have liked, but I love this one with the birds. Now, they don't mail great. Mary's, see how it got a little beat up, but hers did go back and forth because of the 3 cents. So it probably went to my post office and then back to her post office. So hers stands up a little nicer than mine. It's a little warped, but they're pretty cool. And I think if you wanted, you could open it up and write a message in here. And I need to lower my logo if I'm going to use these because I kept cutting in the back right there. So if you stamp on the back, keep that in mind before. But they're super fun. And the basic gray papers were nice because it's like a natural kind of background, nothing too geometric or rowdy. So I wish I had a whole bunch more of this green paper and I would do a bunch more of these. I'm going to have to find a paper in my stash that I like with these. And it's possible that this collection that came with the stamps has papers that I'll like for this. I just have to dig it out. So that would be another way to go. You could also go with like a tea dye or a really pale solid cardstock if you wanted. I just don't think you'd want it darker or more exciting than whatever you have right here. So those are my basic gray cards, and I did have fun making them, and thank you so much to Mary for the inspiration piece. You know, sometimes you just get something in your brain and you just have to try it right then. So I just worked it in my collab. This card, I'm in love with. I just absolutely love it. I think it's because the birds are so darn cute. And again, what I did here was I just used scraps. I took my little box. This one's patterned, but you get the idea. I took my 4x6 box of solid cardstock in, and I went and I watched TV and stamped them out and then die cut them. And they're just super fun. These trees I had to fussy cut. Be sure to check out Bourbon Creek Crafts and see what she made. And then Stampin' Cat on Instagram, she'll post a picture. So you'll have 2 videos and an Instagram post. And maybe others will join us with the hashtag. If you have favorite papers in your stash, get them out and play with them. And I hope that you find some inspiration here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.